jumping right into it, we've got a brand new Ice Arrowhead here from everyone over at TracksUSA. Can't say enough good things about TracksUSA. Anytime you order online, it's like most times within 5 minutes, they give you a call to confirm your fitment, confirm the track, the pitch, everything. Just, if you're looking for a track, go to TracksUSA, check them out, give them a call or put an order through online. Like I said, they call almost immediately and make sure that you're getting the right track for what you're trying to do. So shout out to them for getting us set up with this Ice Arrowhead here. This is that new track from Camoplast. It's got the angled lugs and everything. I'll film more of that and show you guys more of that if you haven't seen them yet. If you have seen them, you know what we're looking at and what we're dealing with here. So I don't normally run traditional studs. Both of these sleds right here, the Boost and the 862, have regular 1.5 Storms with eye-grips in them. So this Ice Arrowhead is kind of the direct competitor for this setup, and I'm real curious to see how these two compare back to back once we get out on the snow. I think we're going up to Mount Vallon this weekend, so, well, depending on when this comes out, we'll have either already gone up or whatever, but getting this swapped over so that I can go up to Mount Vallon and check that out. So yeah, without rambling too much more, let me get the shop moved around and we'll get right into it. I'm still tired. Third cup. Hopefully this goes well. Otherwise, I don't know. Don't even know where I'm going with that. All right, let's get this bad boy out of here. Are we in frame? I'm always worried about the frame, you know? How about that? How about that? Huh? Look at this thing. Dude, this thing is so cool. I can't wait to see if anyone notices what's going on. Oh my God. Woo! If anyone is looking for a stock 286 pitch 137 1.3 Cobra without silent drive, I've got one for sale. Very cheap. Give me like, someone wants to give me 400 bucks for this thing, you can have it. You gotta come pick it up though, I'm not shipping it. Well, I could ship it. I got the box, I'll ship it. $450 shipped, because I will never use that thing again. Yeah, that view right there is definitely gonna give it away. Someone's gonna figure out what's going on with that track, but that's okay. Bop. Yeah, we also have our tunnel protectors here, so we'll see how that whole process goes. Should be pretty straightforward. Most of these OEMs have those figured out to where they're not a pain in to do. Oh, look at this thing. Ice Arrowhead 130. If you're not familiar with this track, essentially it is the latest pre-studded option from Camso. They released it at the end of last season. It was kind of hard to get, so there's not a lot of feedback on these yet. I know a lot of people have jumped on board and ordered these and are probably out getting miles on already, but here we are just barely getting to this one. 1.3 inch lug, 1.30, hence the 130, right? You've got probably 1.5 inches to the tip of the studs here. These are way more aggressive than any of their previous pre-studded tracks. These even protrude a little bit more than the eye-grips that I run S or ST 28Rs. A super aggressive track. You've got angled lugs 15 degrees each direction. So you've got 75% of the lugs and studs are angled 15 degrees back in terms of rotation, so you have forward traction. 25% are angled 15 degrees reversed for braking traction. In this 137, we've got 320 of these little studs, which is a lot. I honestly don't remember exactly how many are in the 137 I just did on Jason's 862 over there. I want to say it's like 250-ish in a 137 doing the eye grips in a storm. So you've got a lot of studs in this thing. I mean, you can see it is loaded with them. The angled lugs, they're super stiff too. They're not like the floppy Cobra. I'm just excited to get this thing in because it should hook up like crazy on the average trail pack conditions, especially here East Coast where we've had some low snow, we've had a lot of icy conditions, a lot of like really crunchy, crispy, firm hard pack. So this thing should be an animal in that stuff. And I don't like traditional studs, so this should be perfect. So enough rambling. Let's start tearing the catalyst apart and cover that whole process. We've got our tunnel protectors to put in, and let's get into it. First things first is the panels, which I have taken the sides off. I have not taken the hood off of mine or any other catalyst yet, actually, so that should be fun. Figure that out. The sides are real easy. As you saw, you've got the little quarter turns, and then this back one, you got to kind of push in and pull up, and that pops right off of there. Snap, snap, snap. Let go. Why are you the way you are? quarter turn right there. Quarter turn right there. Just this one white one towards the front corner. Then we have what, this quarter turn jobby up front here. Do that. And then it's supposed to lift up, right? Let's go. How do I get my hood off? I thought I saw a report of this also, where this little quarter turn ain't letting go. Am I dumb? Do I not know what I'm doing here? There we go. I think I just wasn't lifting up hard enough, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you saw screwdriver, I barely pried on it while turning the knob and that thing lifted right up out of there. So I don't know, maybe it's just my pins over here are catching and stuff. Yeah, so this pin's caught up a little bit. Bitch. Ta-da! Yep, so my latch was not stuck. I think it was just the side pins were in and maybe it was a little heavier than I expected. I don't know, but you saw screwdriver in the front, a little tiny bit of effort and that thing popped right up out of there. So, yep, I don't know. First time pulling it off, I guess. Now I know to just yoink on it harder. That's what she said. Ha ha ha. I don't know. I mean, I know I have to pull them off to rotate the pipe and get the muffler and stuff out. According to the Arctic Cat video of removing the track and stuff, they say just pull the pipe out, it's easier. So 17 millimeter here, exhaust spring there, 2 exhaust springs there, 4 on the Y pipe, fish the pipe right up out of there, pull your muffler, 2 quick disconnect clips here. We might as well show this a little more in depth while we're just talking about it here. So you got your 2 quick disconnect clips here, pull that up, pull this off, and then your muffler will pull over and up. I'll leave that one until I get the springs and everything off. Exhaust sensor here, connector, 2 zip ties. I'll probably just pull this one out of the muffler as well instead of cutting zip ties and stuff right now, but 17, spring. Looks like they're pretty easy to get to with your puller, unlike the Polaris ones that are buried on the bottom, so I like that. Yeah, you can see Paul had this all set up. I haven't touched any of this. This is how Paul at Granite State Power did that. Exhaust valve bracket there looks good. I know there's something about a fuel line over here. Oh yeah, fuel line on the oil tank. That's got a big plasticky coating on it now. And then it's a hard plastic line inside this coating, so I'm not worried about that. One. I'll do that one from over there. It's got a little bit of a coating on the threads. That's cool. Usually you pull those out and they're bone dry. So that one's got a little bit of stuff on it, which is cool. Same with this one. We got a little bit of anti-seize type stuff on it. Go ahead and do this one over here first. Oh, everything's so slippery. That one's not too bad, just a different angle. So all 3 of those, your back corner pipe and the 2 expansion chamber ones are the same length. Let's see about these pipe ones here. Come on, let me in. Let's see how this hog comes out of here, huh? Give this a bend, pull that up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. All right, we got 1 clip left on our muffler here. Pull that out, fish the little retainer off. All right, I'm going to pull this T25 and this T25 out to get me a little more wiggle room. I probably could pull on it hard enough and get it out of there, but that ain't the way I roll. Okay, grommet pulled out, no big deal. Fish that back into there. All right, next thing on the list is gonna be the composite toe holds on both sides, which are just T25s. Looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, is that all one piece? 4 there, maybe a 5th one right here. So let's find out. That's it. So you just got those 4. 1 here, 2, 3, 4. And then we should be able to go and fish this guy out. Oh yeah, look at that. Couple hoses. Those just sit in this channel down through here. Boop. Okay, there's that, there's that. Oh no, my little detent broke. My jobby broke. There it goes. Sheesh. Poor ratchet's getting old, dude. On to our other toe hold here. 1, 2, 3. I already took that one out. So yeah, same 4. Also, speed sensor. 1 zip tie, boom, right there. A little connector, dude. And same deal. I did see one Facebook post where the hardcore running boards, so not the composite ones, their fancier hardcore ones, make getting these out a little bit trickier. No idea how true that is, but if someone's talking about it, most likely it is indeed a little bit more difficult, but I can't really speak on that. Just pointing it out, if you guys are gonna do this and you have the hardcore running boards, you might be in for a little bit more finagling getting this out of there. It's worth mentioning when you get to doing the toe holds, your 3 here are longer screws, and then your forward one on both sides is this slightly shorter screw. So just keep that in mind when you get to the point of reassembly, that your forward one is this shorter guy. So I don't know how much it will matter, but if you put a shorter one in here, maybe it'll strip something out. Don't know, but just let you know. Next up, I'm gonna get this strapped up, pull it up, pull the skid out. Gonna mention it again. I know it's probably easier to tip it on its side. I don't really feel like putting this thing on a milk crate or doing that. I'm just gonna put it up by the back and fight with getting the skid out. Nothing incredibly new with the rear end in terms of the axle. Couple 13s, break the axle free. I will be careful not to spin the axle on the adjuster because I don't have a setup from J&T yet. That's on my list. 13, see which side we get. All right, so our bolt on the left-hand side is the one that broke free. We'll spin that, knot the shaft over here. 13, universal, small extension, blast the adjuster. Yep, there's that. No idea how much tension is on this rear arm because of the torsions and stuff. So since this isn't the Sidewinder where I needed 2 straps to pick it up because it was so heavy, I'm gonna go ahead and just use 1 strap, go around the rear arm here to the front arm, tension that up, and then blast these out of here. I believe this is all the same, 13 mil and a 22 millimeter here to hold on to the back side of that. Yep, let's find out. I'm also gonna use one of these caliber retracts instead of one of the other old ratchet straps I've got because this number here, I had already got caught in the spring. I'm gonna take this hook. Oh, I'm gonna go up to this one. There we go, that's better. The cut out of that arm, that torque arm is beefy, dude. Yep, that ratchet strap worked great. We don't have any forward or back pre-tension on it right now, at least it doesn't seem to. I still had, oh, I know. Ha! Idiot. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm too busy narrating and planning ahead. Oh no, I'm getting a phone call. That'll do it, that's a little better. Okay, we're back. We got the other side out. Put that down. Gimme. There we go. Now I wonder if I can just lay there and push that thing back off that freaking shaft. We got a lot of slack in this track, so I'm assuming this thing is just gonna drop right off of the slot. Oh, you mother effer. If I could get it to stop rolling. Oh yeah. Oh, this is so much better than that Sidewinder. But why? Why is it that much easier? It just is. Oh, what a dream. What a dream, dude. I'm gonna take lunch and then move on to pulling the drive belt, the brake caliper, the cross shaft. And yeah, in the meantime, after I eat, I'm not gonna film it because I'm just gonna hose this skid off and get all the hay out of it. Maybe hit it with a nylon brush, clean the thing up a little bit, and then let that sit and dry while we're doing everything else. So you won't see anything, but we'll flash into pulling the other stuff apart. All right, belt drive. So the one like specialty tool you're gonna need is for these lower nuts here. You got 2 of them. You have your initial and then a lock nut here. They are a goofy little 4-post thing. Some guys are saying you can use like an axle socket of some sort from automotive stuff, but this SPI tool, I think I got for like 30 or 40 bucks on eBay. Locks right into there. It's quite loose, but it does the job. So that's that. I'll put a link to this in the description. The Arctic Cat factory one is like $80 or $90 through Country Cat. Or I can put that one in the description as well. But this is what I got. We'll go in here, we'll spin these free. And then the top, we got 3 Torx bits here. We are in hole 1 in these 2. So I'll just use my marker here and just put a little mark. That one. It's gonna be pretty self-explanatory. I'm not really gonna be able to mess that up because we gotta get the belt tensioned, obviously. But now we just know for sure. They look like they're T30s. Yep, T30s on those, 3 of them. And that eccentric bearing will walk down one of the 2 ways, and then we can slip the belt off. But we got a 10 mil here for this little washer cup. I'm doing the belt drive first in case these lower nuts are really on there. I can use the brake to hold everything before pull those off. Yes, may I help you? Well, the color on that one's right. The color on that one's nice. So yeah, it's firing at idle, but not up high. So this exact reason here, I gotta hold the brake. Loosen this guy up. All right, there's that. A little washer cup, yep, so it's got Loctite on it. Got a little bit of like grease and packing oil there, so I will be careful and clean all this out so our new Loctite sets when we put all that back together. I haven't been able to find a torque spec for these lower nuts, so just gonna use my judgment on how hard it is to break them free and then retighten to something close to that. That's about all I can do. So with the SPI tool here, we need 1 1/8 inch socket. We're gonna do the park and brake. That, hopefully that's enough. Oh my God, yeah, fucking right. Ow. Why does this tool fit like such ass? This is supposed to be for this. Something the producers of this made for this. That just pissed me off. Bitch. Interesting, so the Speedo gear is like just barely into those threads. So you kind of got to thread the nut off of that. Make sure it's on. Yeah, that thing's on there pretty good. This side out. I don't know how you would ever put that gear on the wrong way. All right, dude. How tight do we think these T30s are, huh? Them things are long, though. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. So it's like a big wishbone-y looking, I don't know if that's a wishbone or not, but it does this, and you can kind of, ow, pinch your fingers and stuff. Woo, 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 woo. So I forgot one step here. We got to remove the lower drive guards. T25s again. 1, 2, 3 screws. That should come right off of there, and then we can get the gear and that piece off. Let go. Oh my God. Look at that. Dude, this thing's cool. Everyone out there be hating. They're vibrating. 1 gear, 2 gear. All right, now we go to the other side, same thing. Drive protector, brake, 3 bolts, 310s on the back side. We'll get our cross shaft out, track, off we go. Ow. Same thing, down and back. Screws in there. Oh my Lord. I don't fit in here. Okay, cool. Love that moving the wheels like that. You know what I just realized I'm surprised about? I never got any freaking comments on the headlamp in the other video. So I'm just gonna vice grip this shaft here so it doesn't spin. There's one. The shaft here walks right out like nothing. I guess it's a little bit more rugged than the normal one, but not by much. Oh yeah, C-clip on the brake caliper. We forgot about that. C-clip, easy, done. Walk this assembly over. Let's see. Yep, so you just got to line up one of the waves. I think a ZR might be a little bit more tricky because you don't have the wavy rotor. I think we'll have enough room here to drive her over, down, out. Running through a hayfield a lot with the dirt and the hay. Makes a lot of dirt and hay up in here. See you later. All right, how does this work? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Reverse by sprinter, motor springs, adjustable box, drill bit, drill 4 rivets, synchronous no flap, drill cap screws, the rear skid frame, top, yep, I set my lever, slide. These go in front of the sled that way, slide them up in the channel. These are labeled, oh boy, A, B, C. We use B for a 137, so we do a little something like this. So what are these? Oh, are these just pinched together? Yep, got it. So these just go into the channel of the heat exchanger. You put one of these barrel screw jobbies, whoop, through like that, and then you take the nut or the bolt from the other side, tighten it, and they just pinch the channel together, and that's what retains it in the sled for the most part. And then you do the same thing through here, and at the very back, you've got 2 that go up through with existing fasteners that hold the taillight housing in. So I gotta go to the sled, drill out the 4 rivets holding the snow flap on, take out the self tappers or the coarse thread screws from the bottom for the taillight housing, the ones on the top, slide these in, bolt, 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 yada, yada, yada. And then we can go to putting the driver back in, the track and all that stuff. So really not bad, pretty simple. And these are different side to side, but I'm assuming that's pretty straightforward once we get it in there. The screws will probably only line up one way. So we're gonna take one of these. There's a little channel up in here. It's full of grass and dirt. Just give it little shimmies. Oh, look at that. That's nice. It's just simple. There's just 2 little channels here, here, and this, I don't know if this is extruded or what, but your tunnel protector, you just line it up with those little grooves, work it back and forth, get all the dirt and hay and shit out of there, and that's it. This guy. This wouldn't be great with the skid and track in the sled, but the skid comes out so easy on these. Actually, you don't even need to pull the skid. You just take it out of here and let it swing down, and you can get up in there. This guy up into here. We are good to get this track in now. We got our, oh God, noisy. Back over here. Go grab the driver and work on ramming that back in there. Ugh. Oh, boo, boo. Uh-oh. Where are we starting now? There we go. Ah, finger. Oh, look at that. Let's go, baby. The only little bit of tricky thing, I'll try and get better footage of it here in a bit, On the brake side, inside you have a rubber seal, so you can't use that high-tech bearing brace like on the Sidewinder. But this rubber thing basically has a hex to go over the hex of the drive shaft, and then once you're over, you turn it like a quarter turn so that it sits in a little recess. Rubber piece here has a hex on it. You slide it over the hex and then rotate it quarter turn. It stays there and kind of keeps debris and whatnot from going through the tunnel and getting into the bearing assembly there. We'll do our brake assembly. Fish that back on. Get this. Like that. Our splines lined up. That's it. Snap ringus. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I hate snap rings. There we go. So we can get our bolts, fresh Loctite, spin those through, tighten them up. Calipers on, go over there, do the gear, shaft, skid, onward. This side out. Your belt has arrows on it. The gear only goes one way. I don't know how you would mess that up. There's gear there. Ah! I believe these are exactly the same. It doesn't matter which one goes where, but either way, we're gonna get this one, which I believe was the inner one from before. This guy threaded on. Gear stopped walking off of there. And this guy here, onto that. Little walkie job, push that on. That back over there. Okay, a little fresh Loctite, 10 mil. Zip this in. To be honest with you guys, I have no idea what torque that thing to, but I remember roughly how tight it was. Something like that. Oh my God. But since it's just a 10 mil, we've all got a 10 mil in our toolkits. Go ahead and paint mark this bolt somewhere on the trail. Stop, take a peek every now and then. Make sure it's not falling off. I'm gonna get in here and put a little bit of blue like that. Come on. I feel like that's probably pretty good. There, I'm starting to turn through the parking brake. I'm gonna call it good there. I got like a little bit of a rotation. I got just a little bit on it and then it started to turn through the parking brake. So I'm gonna do just another tiny little boop of blue. Spin the other nut on, do the same thing, and that should be good to go. You gotta really focus on this thing so it doesn't slip off. There, all right. Under there. And give that guy a little tappy tap right here. Well, I don't even need a punch. Yep. So you can get a little dead blow in here and give that a little tappy tap to help you locate it, because it does get a little tight. Reapply a little bit of Loctite. Again, I did some looking around. I wasn't able to find much in regards to torque specs for this new hot rod. So, just be using my mechanics experience and tightening them up. There. Yep. Yeah, buddy. right, we got the slide action in. Not too bad. I got it kind of well figured out now. I gotta just pick it way up, almost as if it were on its side or something, and fish it up in. Jack onto the front to hold it there, so I let the back down a little bit, get it on this, keep the front from moving. So as it comes down, the front can't move, but the wheels can come back, and it all just kind of held itself there. Even with the ratchet strap, we're a little bit cammed backwards. So I'm gonna do kind of like the R motion trick and just tighten up the adjusters a lot, and that'll suck this down and forward. I'll mark that axle up pretty good, but whatever. Deal with that down the road. Maybe one little bump up, just a little. Oh, too far. Right about there. All right, so on the brake lever here, I like putting a little grippy just because it's cool, helps keep your finger on the brake lever sometimes. Definitely not necessary, but it's a cool little touch. This is essentially just a textured heat sleeve. It kind of has almost like a suede, felty kind of material to it. They got different colors, but the colors don't really hold up. They end up kind of getting brown from your glove and whatnot, so I don't really recommend the colors, although I do put them on here and there because it is cool for a little while, and then you can just razor blade cut it off, put a fresh one on, but I don't have any bright green, so we're just gonna go with black. You just kind of mark it out, cut it with some scissors, you slide it over. I don't know if you can even see the lever from here, but you get the idea of what I'm getting at here. And you heat shrink this on. Nice little extra bit of grip on your little brake lever here. So there's that. That's one of the little things. And then next, I'm probably gonna have to push the sled up against the bench over there because I don't really want to take it off of the dollies, and then work on blowing these grips off and switching to the Axis ones, which I think are a whisker longer. So once I get one of these off and it's straight, I can measure and lay it up against the Axis ones, cut those if I need to, and then blow those things on. So let's get that going. Oh, they got a plug in the end of them. See? It's a little plug. Huh. So here's what we're gonna do. The plug is out. We're gonna tape up the end of the bar here. You do one more, just a simple little crisscross. And then the new grip, you can blow right on. And then if these warmers aren't great and I need a little bit more warmth, what I'll do is I'll take a pick, I'll poke a hole in the tape after the fact, and then put a spray foam nozzle in here and fill the bars with spray foam. And that usually helps retain a little bit more heat too. Not a drastic effect, but it is something. So you can see this Polaris one is just a little bit long. I'm gonna go and trim that off of these. Boom. They have a tight fit hole here. You can get the nozzle right in. Come on. There we go. Cool. My line's relatively straight, so my OCD is not gonna freak out. Now I gotta spin the sled around. I'll probably just push it up against this bench, repeat the same thing on that side, and then we've got my all-time favorite grip set up on here. Oof. So that's gonna wrap up this video here. We did the grips, we did the little brake lever grippy. Turn over there. Track is all swapped, good to go. Tensioned up a little on the tight side, so that thing should wear in a little bit. And then we'll be good to go, but we'll monitor that as we go along. Yeah, all in all, really simple to do the track swap on. I guess the only thing I don't like so far about the machine is the coarse thread screws down here. And it's not even so much the screws, I guess it's just the clips that are stripping out quite a bit easier than I thought they would. So I guess I just need to be a little bit more careful with those. I do wish they were like an M6x1 thread because you can get similar retainers in that fashion, but it is what it is. I understand why they're doing what they're doing, so we're not gonna harp on that too much, but I guess if I had to pick one thing out of that entire install process that I did not like, it would be the screws down there, which is very minimal in the grand scheme of everything. And the suspension came out super easy in the back. I didn't have to mess or fight with that. It just kind of flopped right out. Getting it back in was a little tricky. But I mean, you guys just watched the video. You saw everything that I did. So not gonna keep rambling on that. I'm excited to get out on the snow, hopefully this weekend, and see how this thing goes. I've only got 7.5 or so miles on it of just bombing around the fields and stuff. And so far I really like how it feels and how it rides. It's a little on the stiff side for me, but I'm curious to see how that is once we turn it up and get into some stuff up there on the trail. So that's gonna wrap it up for this one. Thanks for watching.